Welcome to Agile Prototyping by LMI. As you examine the Agile mindset, it has many attributes that align with R&D and prototyping. Concepts like move fast and break things, fail fast, user centricity, empiricism, and the view that true scope is discovered as opposed to defined present significant overlap in ways of thinking and working between Agile and R&D. However, a quick Google search for Agile for R&D shows that organizations have struggled applying some of the more established frameworks to this context. In this module, we will explore 3 topics. We will introduce LMI's R&D use case and constraints, examine why common frameworks would not work well in this context, and introduce Ranger, a custom framework developed by LMI to address these constraints. LMI's R&D and prototype use case was introduced by its technology accelerator, Forge. The Forge is seeking ways to disrupt and improve the acquisition process. As opposed to lengthy and drawn-out requirements discovery, Forge seeks to research and explore ideas quickly through prototype development. Offerings are demoed to potential clients that validate the need to scale from a prototype into a full technology solution. There are constraints and challenges associated with this goal. One of the most apparent constraints is time. Forge seeks to develop prototypes in 30 to 45 business days. With such a short time frame in place, it is unrealistic to expect 100% allocation for each team member's time. Between the condensed timeline and team member availability, traditional means of agile planning and estimation are ineffective. It usually takes about 3 sprints and a stable allocation to understand a team's velocity. Lastly, such a short project lifecycle requires even shorter feedback loops than what is typically seen in Scrum. A 2-week sprint on a 45-day project will not allow teams enough time to pivot. Shorter feedback loops are needed. This makes Scrum a non-ideal choice. The condensed time frame also places extra stress between balancing overhead activities associated with managing iterations and getting the shortest feedback loop possible. The other challenge is scope. The nature of R&D is exploratory, which means scope can be highly variable. The journey often resembles a build-your-own adventure, as each finding presents new branches to explore. While scope is open-ended, teams still need to reach a point that enables the business to make an informed decision around further investment, and hopefully demonstrate a new view around addressing a particular challenge for clients. While Kanban can support relentless reprioritization, it falls short in ensuring teams can reach a desired endpoint within a time box. To address the challenges of Forge's context, Ranger was created. It borrows from various existing frameworks and introduces some unique practices. It is designed to support efforts that have high uncertainty around technology and requirements. It leans into a key difference between traditional Agile approaches and prototype development, mainly that the finish line between a minimally viable product and a proof of concept are different. This recalibration of worldview is significant. The team's mission is to establish or demonstrate feasibility as opposed to a version of a product. This influences the team's core values and principles, impacting every decision along the learning journey. This combination of goals and constraints leads to some new practices and some minor adjustments around roles and ceremonies. Highlights of these changes include the introduction of orbits, or variable length iterations, and a revised cadence for typical Agile ceremonies based on balancing the explore-exploit trade-off. Orbits are 2 to 5 business days long and goal-focused. The orbit length is decided by the team based on the goal they are pursuing. These boundaries help ensure teams are right-sizing their goals. By making orbits short and goals small, teams reduce the risk of accruing sunk costs. They also eliminate the need to do granular estimation, as the orbit serves as a guardrail. Lastly, the goal focus increases collaboration as everyone works to pull in that direction, and there is less concern about introducing items to round out capacity. These shortened and variable iteration lengths make us rethink how often teams need to meet and balance particular ceremonies. For example, running 2 retrospectives for 2 two-day orbits would have limited benefit, but great cost, especially in the context of a 30 business day project. Instead, teams keep open lines of communication to support continuous improvement and hold a dedicated retrospective somewhere between 1/3 and 1/2 of the way through the project. Several other ceremonies see revised cadences to to allow for the accrual of baseline data and efficiency gains. In summary, we introduced LMI's technology accelerator use case, Forge, and the desire to build rapid prototypes and conduct R&D while preserving the Agile mindset. We explored how context and constraints limited the ability to implement Scrum or Kanban, leading to the development of Ranger, a framework that embraces the difference between a minimally viable product and prototype.